the loud guitars. I can do it with acoustic music.
Yeah, because I'm listening to your
that
stuff.
Energy up.
Yeah, I'm listening to this, and the thing, the two artists that I flashed on almost immediately were Phil Oakes and early Tim Buckley, and you somehow manage to take those two and your own style and meld it into one, and I just thought it was pretty cool.
Well, okay, John Bon Jovial, thank you, because when we recorded this album, my ideal, like in my imagination, my favorite solo acoustic album was a Phil Oakes album, Phil Oakes Live in Concert, and I even when we were transferred.
I have that record.
We just played acoustically in a hall, with no microphones. We just hung microphones in the room, but nothing was amplified. And when we transferred the recording and then mastered it, I was telling the engineers and Tom DiMaggio, who mastered it, the model for this is Phil Oakes Live in Concert. If we can get that presence and that vibe, that connection with the audience, if we can get that, that's what I am striving for.
Well, and I tell you what, if the old adage, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I didn't know that. I really, honest to God, I did not know that. I was just listening to that, and I'm thinking, I'm listening to Phil Oakes, or I'm listening to Tim Buckley, and you.
I know we have limited time, man, but I just read there was a long time ago. There was a biography of Phil Oakes called "Death of a Rebel." I think it was written by Mark Elliott. A couple of days ago, I finished another biography of Phil Oakes called "There But for Fortune" by Michael Schumacher. Of course, it ends tragically, and as you're reading, it's going to end tragically. A guy who had so much optimism and much love and so much energy, and it spun off the rails. And if I could keep that flame alive, I would be proud to do it.
Well, I have to jump in and correct myself here, and that is in reference that I made to the track "All of My Friends." That was from your live album, not from your Undesirables and Anarchists album. And I wanted to make that point because we're also going to play a tune from the Undesirables album, which is "Who Is America?" We're going to close out with that. But before we let you
brother,
go,
thank you.
You're welcome. Before we let you go, we have a few pieces of business we have to take care of here. One of which is to remind you, as we do all our guests, that among our many social media pages, I have a page on Facebook that is our groups page, the David Bowers Awards groups page. And that is open for all of our guests and really for anybody in the music business that has information that they want to pass on, whether it's new releases, rumors, tour dates, whatever you want to cover. If you want to share it with your fans and hopefully some new fans too, feel free to post it on my The David Bowers Awards groups page on Facebook. You don't have to send me a press release or anything. You can post it directly to that page, and we will in turn take the information and repost it all over the place. We'll put it on our Twitter page, all our social media pages. John Bon Jovial may even put it on the men's room wall for all I know. I don't know for sure, of course, but you never know. But seriously, if you got something you want to get out to the fans, feel free to use that page. That's what it's there for. And like we tell everybody, once you're on this show, you're part of our family. So we want to know what's going on, help you any way we can, and just generally keep in touch with you because you are family. And
thank you.
The other thing, we believe very strongly that self-promotion should be encouraged, and we do just that. So this is your stage. We're going to play another one of your tunes, but first, go ahead. Self-promote yourself. Tell the folks how they can find you, follow you, get in touch with you, and most importantly, of course, buy your music.
Yeah, well, the best way to get us, our website is not The Little Wretches. It's littlewretches.com, www.littlewretches.com. It's actually loaded with information and cool pictures and a lot of the band history. And then, we have a Facebook page. And there's tons of live video of us, not even from my own YouTube page. If you go to YouTube and type in The Little Wretches, there are hours and hours of live concerts that are, when people were recording those concerts, I didn't know how important they would come to be. So you just look, and then please, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls out there, I appreciate it when you stream our music, but we make more money when you download our music. So
you go.
Your record collection is a reflection of you. Now, do you want to look in the mirror and see nothing? No. You want to look in the mirror and see somebody with a great collection of music, and you should have the Little Wretches in your collection.
I'm going to hire this guy to come on and do our advertising for us. He's a great pitch man, right? Really. Thank you so much, Robert. It has been a ball having you on the show.
You set me up.
No. I just jumped into the opening there, man. You got it down. We offer everybody the chance. Some are just better than others at getting the message across, and we commend you for that. And we thank you so much for sharing your time with us. You're right. We are out of time, so we're going to have to move on right now, and wish you all the best in the world. And again, remind you, please do keep in touch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Robert Wagner of Little Wretches, and here they are with Who is America? Wretches, Who is America? And I can't help but think, I too am glad that we played the acoustic version of the first track, but this last one gives you Jon Bon Jovi a little bit of the feel of one of his other influences, and you get a little bit of the guitar work, a little driving sound of the Velvet Underground or even the Dream Syndicate. Just a touch. There's a hint of it there. Really enjoyed having him here. Really enjoyed both our guests this week. How about you, Jon Bon Jovi?
We had some great conversation. We had some really good music. And, this is what this show is all about. This is why I love doing this. So we can do this kind of conversation and get this kind of word out. Radio today, the terrestrial radio that you and I grew up with and came up through the ranks.
Sadly lacking.
Would do something like this. The iHeart Medias of the world, that's a different subject for another day. But this was terrific today.
And I am so happy to be able to do a show like this where we can not only get the music of the indie artists out there, give them one more stage to perform on and meet new people, but also get the chance to sit and chat with them for a few minutes, get to know them a little bit. We want to thank you, our listeners, for being here with us, because as we always say, without you, there isn't us. We want to thank our guest this week, Kimberley Gabie, and of course, Little Wretches, Mr. Robert Wagner. And we thank you so much for being with us. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Right now, Jon Bon Jovi, I think it's time for you to take us home.
Okay, well, folks, you done did it again. Spent another perfectly good hour with us here at the David Bowers Awards, and we are eternally grateful for your presence. We really are. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona, and we are available for free on most of the major streaming services, including now the new podchaser.com/The David Bowers. Be sure to follow The David Bowers Awards and all the usual places, Blog Talk Radio, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3 in Rochester, New York. That's Rochester Free Radio. And, of course, on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC. So until next week, for the David Bowers and all of our crew of questionable people here at the Radio Ranch, this is the lovably legendary Jon Bon Jovi saying, be good to yourself, continue to wash your hands, we're not out of this yet, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.